Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for Indiana students. I'm just delighted that you're all here on this session about private independent schools in Florida and the advantages of studying there. We've got a great panel lined up for you. Just a couple of housekeeping things real quick, and then I'll turn it over to the panel. First of all, if you have questions as you go through, as the panelists are speaking, we are using the Q&A button, not a chat function. So just pop into that Q&A and put your questions in there, and the panelists will answer them as they can. Your camera and microphone are off, so you are muted and the panelists cannot see or hear you. You obviously can see and hear them, so that's a good thing. We would encourage you to sign up for more sessions if you can, if you've got time. There's just a great lineup. I think that's 160 or more different sessions being held over the next 3 weeks. You can check out the schedule at the InACAC website, which is inacac.org. And there will be a recording after this session and all sessions, and those will be up in about a week's time and also available on that same website. So enjoy the session.
Okay, good evening, everyone. We're really excited to welcome you tonight to our panel, which is on the advantages of studying at premier independent universities in Florida. We can't wait to share some of our information with you from our schools. So let's get right to our introductions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Saavedra, and I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor at Florida Southern College. I work with students all over the Midwest, basically every Midwest state except for Ohio, and I also work with Charlotte and Lee counties in Florida.
Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Oliver and I'm an admissions counselor at Eckerd College, and I work with students in the Midwest region as well. So I'm excited to share a little bit more about Eckerd with y'all tonight.
And I'm Nick Galley from Florida Institute of Technology. My territory is the Great Lakes states and Georgia, and just really excited. Hopefully we'll get to see each other next semester or next year.
And I'm Ryan Koss. I work with some students in Midwest, Rocky Mountains, West Coast, and Pacific Northwest. So definitely glad to be able to teach you a little bit about our universities and learn why it's a great opportunity to come and study in Florida.
Okay, so overall, the biggest advantage of studying at our independent universities in Florida is that we are focused on you as the student. We are structured to offer small class sizes, low student to faculty ratios. We provide an individual, personalized approach to a high quality and highly engaged learning experience. We value experiential learning, meaning you will learn by doing, by engaging, and by applying, and sometimes as early as your first year on our campuses. We're also focused on a high quality research experiences for our undergraduate students. So most schools focus research opportunities to their graduate students or doctoral candidates. At our universities, we are focused on the undergraduate students who will work with our faculty to conduct research. Our university is also focused on the most in-demand programs that you may be interested in and in areas that are growing exponentially. Employers are going to be looking to you for their future of their organization. From biological science research to education to health professions such as physical therapy to computer science and aviation, there really is something for everyone at our schools.
And one of the great advantages of studying in Florida is exactly that. We have so many major companies, Fortune 500 companies in our area, and we really want you to understand how large of an advantage it's going to be in Florida, studying in what is known as the fifth ranked state in the nation for high-tech employment. So between all of our universities, there's a lot of really unique opportunities, and you see them listed there for you, whether you are down in the South Florida area where we are, or scattered up at our other partner universities. We definitely want you to take advantage of everything that you will have by being a Florida student. So we'll go on to our next slide.
Yes, And we are proud that a combined 92% of our students are gainfully employed, serving in the military, or continuing their education at the graduate, professional, or doctoral level within a year after graduation. And as independent schools in the state of Florida, we are also dedicated to making our education affordable for our students. I know that affordability doesn't necessarily come to mind when you hear the words independent school or private school, but all of our schools offer scholarships and financial aid opportunities that do help make affordability a reality for you and your family. And a vast majority of our graduates do earn their bachelor's degrees in 4 years or less, which allows you to spend less on your education, especially because recent data does show that students nationwide are graduating from college in 5 to 6 years on average, which can end up costing you up to 40% more on your education. And that's not a financial burden that we want to put on our students. So much so that we do award over $200 million in scholarships and grants combined, and that was just last year too.
All right, thanks, Anna. And so right now I want to touch on a little bit more reasons as to why Florida. And the first reason why one of these colleges and universities could be a great fit for you is that we offer a quality education, and our universities range in size and structure and different academic programs. So no matter what your interests are, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be something that appeals to you in one of our colleges or institutions. Secondly, as far as employment goes, Florida, as mentioned before, it's ranked 5th in the nation as far as states that have high-tech employment, and it's home to over 15 Fortune 500 companies. So no matter what field you're in, there's different internships, opportunities, and just opportunities in general for you to find employment in your career or field that you want to go into. Third is affordability. And as mentioned earlier, some people may feel that private institutions may be a bit more costly, but what the great thing about all of our institutions is that there are a wide offer of scholarships that you have access to, as well as need-based aid and grants that really make paying for your education affordable and very reasonable. And lastly, of course, is because of the perfect climate. And so, yeah, there's a lot of different ways to go out and enjoy the beautiful Florida weather, especially if you're coming from a state such as Indiana. There's a bit of a difference when it comes to weather. And so come down here and enjoy the beautiful sun and beautiful beaches and the great things that Florida has to offer. And so I'll jump right into presenting about the first school here tonight, which is the college that I'm here to represent, Eckerd College. And right off the bat, something that a lot of students notice about our campus is that it's located in an amazing location right along the Gulf of Mexico in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I can say, honestly, it's one of the most beautiful college campuses that I've ever set foot on. And so today I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that sets us apart and make us a bit of a unique place to study. One of the first things that tends to catch our students' eye is that a lot of our students come from all over the US. About 80% of our students actually come from outside of Florida. So it really creates a unique environment where students are really eager to meet and connect with one another because they are leaving their homes. They're really open to new opportunities and open to new areas of friendships and just connections. And really it adds to the culture of community and support that is found on our campus. In addition, we have a 414 academic calendar. So instead of just going off of semesters, which a lot of institutions do, our students will be enrolled in 4 courses during their fall term, 1 course in the winter, and then 4 courses again in the spring. And so this really allows for flexibility when it comes to taking internships, job opportunities, and even if students want to participate in one of our numerous study abroad programs, they can do short-term, long-term, or even like a semester study abroad trip with the flexibility that the 414 schedule has to offer. And something that's unique just to our first year students is what's called autumn term. And this is a really great benefit for our new students to campus. Again, this is just for freshmen who are new to the college setting. It really helps with that transition from high school to college. This is a 3-week intense orientation that starts right before fall term. So there's a time for first year students to come together, meet one another, take one course at this time. So again, it's not too much of a heavy load, and participate in campus activities. And they're also partnered with their faculty mentor at this time, which serves as a really great resource for them throughout their time on campus. And again, we have a lot of different programs of study here. Some of our most popular programs being, of course, our marine science, which offers students a really great chance to have hands-on learning experiences. A lot of times they will take advantage of the environment being so close to the Gulf, being allowed to take samples and research and even study the marine animals from right here on campus. Some of our other most popular majors would include international studies, environmental studies, as well as animal studies, which is becoming one of our more popular majors. And again, our pre-med and pre-vet programs are also quite popular. And so while we definitely want our students to take the academics seriously, we definitely want our students to enjoy their time on campus. And so something that sets Eckerd apart is that we've been rated the #1 most pet-friendly college campus in the US. So if you are a fan of animals, this may be the place for you. We not only allow small dogs and cats on campus, but also snakes and parrots, iguanas, even sugar gliders. So pretty much any domesticated animal that you can think of, we do allow on our campus. And in addition to having the great beach, so you don't even have to leave campus in order to enjoy some of the nicest Gulf waters and white sand in Florida, but we also have a lot of opportunities for students to rent water sports equipment, such as kayaks, sailboats, canoes, and all sorts of things. So it's really great for our students to take advantage of during their time here. It's a nice way for students to de-stress during the week. Whenever they want to get their mind off of school or exams, they can just rent out a paddleboard and go out with friends and enjoy that. And in addition to recreational purpose, our waterfront serves as the nation's only college maritime search and rescue team. And so this is a group of volunteers who, they're volunteer students who work with the Coast Guard to respond to emergencies in the Tampa Bay area. And so it's a really great opportunity for students to give back to the community, but also to really gain experience in the medical field. And it really sets them apart when looking for other job opportunities and even graduate programs. So information on how to apply, you can apply one of two ways, either through the common application or through our website. And you just have to submit your high school transcript from your high school and a letter of recommendation from an academic source. This year we are test optional. So if you're able to send in your SATs and ACTs, that's great. If not, you don't have to stress about that because we know testing sites are closed some places. We do have early action deadline, which is November 15th. If you apply before then, you're guaranteed a decision by December 15th, and you don't have to pay the application fee. And if you'd like to learn more about Eckerd, you can check us out in the Colleges That Change Lives. It's a great publication that highlights some of the most innovative and progressive higher education institutions in the US. And this is a really great way to start your college search by looking at all sorts of schools and really figuring out what's the great fit for you. Thank you all and have a good evening.
All right, sorry about that. So just a reminder, my name is Anna and I'm the undergraduate admissions counselor here at Florida Southern. And just to get started with some basic information, Florida Southern College is located right in between Tampa and Orlando in Lakeland, Florida. We were founded in 1883, which makes us one of the oldest private colleges in the state of Florida. And we're home to about 3,000 total students, 60% of which are from the state of Florida and 40% are from out of state, representing nearly all 50 states and 50 foreign countries as well. Here at Florida Southern, we do have over 70 programs of study, as well as 16 pre-professional tracks. And our most popular majors are biology and marine biology, our direct entry nursing program, business, music, theater, and exercise science as well. We are a liberal arts college at our core, so you're going to get a well-rounded degree no matter what you major in. Regardless of your major, though, we do emphasize engage in experiential learning, and that just means that we believe in the power of doing, and you'll be an active participant in your classroom. We also try to immerse our students in their field as soon as possible, and we're able to offer this engaged learning experience in part because of our small class sizes. So the average class size is 18 students, and our student-faculty ratio is 14:1. All of our classes are taught by professors themselves. We never have graduate students leading courses, and this just ensures that you're learning from experts in your field at all times. As an extension of our engaged learning experience, we do offer these 3 guarantees that study abroad, professional internships, and graduation in 4 years or less. So that first guarantee, which is the travel study option, is guaranteed mostly through our junior journey program. That's a 7 to 10 day trip over school breaks in either your junior or senior year. You do go with a professor, so there is an academic component, and you also get course credit for these trips. But the best part about these trips is that they are at little to no additional cost to our students. And we have both domestic and international trip options. And since they don't take any time away from your classes, you can go on a trip that isn't affiliated with your program. We also guarantee internships to all of our students regardless of major. And this is just very important because 95% of employers are looking for new hires with experience, and doing some kind of professional working experience like internships can definitely help make you a more competitive candidate once you enter the job market, or can help your resume stand out, or your CV and your application for like graduate programs stand out as well. Students have the option to do internships locally during the school year, or you can go closer to home or explore a different city and do internships during school breaks as well. That last guarantee is to graduate in 4 years or less. And this seems kind of self-explanatory because a 4-year degree should take 4 years to complete. But kind of like I mentioned earlier, data is showing that it's taking students 5 to 6 years to graduate from college and with their bachelor's degree, and that's not necessarily a burden that we want to put on our students, because taking longer to complete your degree does equal more money as well. And so we're able to guarantee this graduate in 4 years or less guarantee because, kind of in addition to everything that I've already shared, students are also paired with an academic advisor in their field of study as soon as they're on campus, and those tend to be your professors that you already have for classes. Students meet with their advisor several times per year to make sure that they're on track for graduation. And we're also very transfer credit friendly, so you may be able to come into college with some college credits under your belt already. So to kind of summarize everything that I've shared so far, these academic opportunities are really important because they do translate into post-graduation success. And 97% of our students are employed or attending graduate school or serving the military within 1 year of graduating from Florida Southern. And about 1/3 of our students do go on to a graduate or professional program, while the remaining 2/3 enter the competitive workforce. While academics and outcomes are obviously like a very important part of your college experience, I also want to highlight student life because Florida Southern does pride itself on being a true campus community, and you also want to make sure that you feel comfortable enough calling Florida Southern your home for 4 years. And we do require students to live on campus for all 4 years, and that just means that you're guaranteed to have housing on campus for all 4 years. It is our unofficial 4th guarantee, if you will. We do have 16 housing options, and they both include on-campus dorms as well as apartment complexes near campus that are set aside for our upperclassmen. We also have several different dining options on campus, including some brand fan favorites like Starbucks. There's a Steak and Shake and a Boar's Head Deli on campus as well. Aside from housing, we do have several different sports options. So we are NCAA Division II. We have 20 different teams and several opportunities to participate in sports at the club and intramural level as well. NCAA Division II athletics do require you to get recruited, but those club level sports and intramural sports are open to everyone. We also have over 100 student clubs and organizations, ranging anywhere from Greek life and campus ministries to special interest clubs and organizations like our CAT Club. So basically, I mean, there are a ton of ways to get involved, connect, and show your school spirit on campus too. Now that I've shared, a lot about Florida Southern, we'll talk you through how to officially become a Florida Southern moccasin, and that is the snake, not the shoe. The shoe wouldn't be very intimidating whatsoever. But first and foremost, I mean, it's totally 100% free to apply regardless of how you do so. And our application is available on our website, which is flsouthern.edu, but we're also available on the Common App and Coalition as well. In addition to your application, we also need your high school transcript complete through your junior year, a letter of recommendation from a teacher or counselor, and a personal statement. And that will be included on the Florida Southern website and the Common Application. Coalition's the only one you might have to submit something separately for. But this year we have adopted a test optional policy. So you can submit your test scores if you have them, but you don't have to submit them in order to be considered for both admission or scholarship. And you can also send in your materials one at a time as they become available. So if you're starting your application right now, but don't have everything together, that's totally okay. You can go ahead and submit your application and again, submit everything else once it's available. But once we do receive all of your documents, we are on rolling admission. So you'll get a decision within 3 to 6 weeks. Finally, I mean, I do know that the cost of college can be really overwhelming. So every application is automatically considered for an academic-based scholarship. But we also strongly encourage all of our students to file the FAFSA, and that just opened on October 1st. And this is just so you can be considered for federal, state, and additional aid as well. We do have some departments on campus that also offer specific scholarships based on audition or portfolio reviews, interviews, or athletic recruitment. And we're also an aid stacking institution, so we also accept outside scholarships and college savings plans. And this just means that you can earn financial aid from a variety of sources. But thank you so much for attending, guys. I'll pass it on to Florida Tech.
Okay, thank you, Anna. It's Nick again, back up for Florida Tech. So as you can see on this slide, you can see the map. Melbourne, Florida is on the East Coast. Makes us a great location for launching rockets, flying planes, or any of the marine activities that we offer. You can see that we were founded in the late 50s to give academic and intellectual aid to the Space Center. Relatively small school. We have about 3,500 undergrad students, and when you add in the grad students, you get about a little over 5,000, and you also have just under 200 total offerings. So it's a nice size school and a great location. And you'll see also that we have our student body is represented by all 50 states in over 100 countries. So kind of proud about that. So the telescope picture here, you can see that under the Florida Tech umbrella, we have 4 colleges. College of Aeronautics has over 30 planes and a world-class flight line. There's a great pilot shortage, so the College of Aeronautics is trying to attack that deficit of pilots, and most of our students that are involved in aviation are interested in becoming airline pilots. We have some military, some cargo. College of Business. Many people get involved in the College of Business on campus to diversify their degrees. Our MBA, our graduate program is especially popular with many of our students. The College of Psychology and Liberal Arts and Humanities, we have forensic psychology, criminal justice, etc. But we also have a Scott Center for Autism Research on campus. So that's really giving back to the community there as well. And then of course we have the College of Engineering and Science, which is our largest college. Over 75% of our students are among the College of Engineering and Science. So we're a STEM university. We're known as the STEM University of Florida. One of the interesting things about the College of Engineering and Science is when you get accepted into the school, you get accepted into that college and into your degree program. Therefore, you will take courses in your major from the very first semester. So that's something to know. And we treat the 4 colleges different. Aeronautics, business, and psychology have a little bit different requirements, which I'll talk about later. Engineering and science, the grade GPA is usually pretty high. The All the area in Florida from Orlando all the way up to the Space Center is becoming more and more tech heavy. So a lot of the companies are there and a lot of companies are moving there. So we're right in that area. So Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, L3 Harris, GE, there's just tons of high tech companies. And because so many of our students are STEM students, they have the opportunity to go out and work with these companies as interns or for co-ops. So oftentimes our students will go out and latch on, and that'll be their first job in a high-tech, high-paying industry job. So really, really good about that. You also see the fast track program. Many of the students we get really work really hard in high school. They have AP classes, they have dual enrolled classes. So what happens is working so hard in high school enables them to take on more programs, more maybe double major or a couple of minors or a minor, or they can just graduate earlier. So you can graduate in 3 years, you can graduate in 3.5 years. You could take a year or two off to get a master's degree. So we'll pair that. So options for students, especially those students that have advanced credit coming into college. Our STEM students generally do a design project in their senior year. So Northrop Grumman in April hosts this tremendous fair that we have, and many of the students create these projects that they get hired for. So it's a dynamic event. We also have a student design center and a machine shop to help the students with everything. If you come on and do a tour with our schools, you'll get to see that facility. But this enables, it's a really good relationship that we have with our students and the companies in the area that enable our students to design these projects and then eventually get hired by them. Athletics, we are a Division II conference. The Sunshine State Conference is a highly athletic as well as an academic conference. So we have 18 sports. We have 9 for men, 9 for women. And just remember that athletics is a great way of trying to find some money potentially to help with the costs of college. We'll talk a little bit about the admission process here. So unlike the other schools, Florida Tech is not test optional. So I do require either an ACT or SAT scores. When you take those, we do super score both. But there are 3 ingredients to an application that I must have. I have to have an application. We can have a school application. We can have, we're a Common App school, so you can do the Common App. We need a transcript, and we need those ACT or SAT score or scores. Everything else is optional. So the essays, the letters of recommendation, those aren't necessary. They do help. I will tell you when advice for filling out and trying to apply for colleges, let the schools know as much as possible about you. Sometimes in essays, I see that a student will qualify for a scholarship or grant. And so I'll tick that off on my checklist. So the more you tell us about you, the better for everyone. Here you can see some stats of the school. We get about 11,000 or so applications a year. About 60% are admitted. Our GPA, weighted GPA, hovers around 3.9. That's largely because of the STEM students. Their GPAs are usually very, very stout. You can see our mid-range SAT and ACT scores. Just another quick word. The College of Aeronautics, Business, and Psychology, sometimes the GPAs of those students entering are a little bit lower than our engineering students. We have different criteria for the 3 colleges, 3 years of math and science as opposed to 4 years of math and science. For STEM students, we want you to be ready for calculus at least in the first semester of your freshman year. So after 1 year after you graduate, 95% of our students are either in their high-paying job in government service, the military, or in grad school. So really successful. We also have a career services department, and they will set you up with internships, with job fairs a couple of times a year, with alumni. Their companies, I mentioned those high-tech companies, they're always reaching out to our career services department and blasting out job openings and opportunities, internships and co-ops, opportunities for our students to take advantage of. But we have a very active alumni too, who will help in placing students. You can see here some of the companies that we have sent students to, but the list is really a long list. So this is just a small sample of those. Some stats here. One of the things that's really surprising, I think it really surprises parents, is when I show this slide is how much the average student gets. Almost all of our students will receive some kind of aid. The key is to let us know as much about you as possible. So you can see that $3,500 a year. Students, we know that the more money you get from us, the greater chance that we'll have of seeing you here on campus. Therefore, we will do everything we can. And then just to repeat what Anna said previously, the FAFSA is the key. Fill out that FAFSA form. You may not get anything from the government necessarily, but it enables our financial aid department to try and find some money for you. And you never know, there might be a grant or a scholarship just for you. And again, you know, some of those options, can you do the next slide, Anna, please? Some of those, you know, I told you about the essays and so more about you that we find out. We have VEX robotics, FIRST robotics. If you're an Eagle Scout Gold Award winner, the substantial money that comes with that. So please fill it out, tell us about it, fill out an application, fill out the FAFSA form and let us know. And now I'd like to hand off to Ryan from Lynn University.
Thanks, Nick. So as I mentioned before, my name is Ryan and I am the counselor for your area. So we just want to tell you a little bit about Lynn. And for those of you who may be familiar with Florida or maybe not, we're located in South Florida. So we're the furthest south of our 4 universities. We're located in Boca Raton, which is in Palm Beach County. We are about 3 miles from the coast, still in a fairly busy university area because we have some of the larger state public universities in our area. So really make sure that kind of college feel, not only on campus, but off campus. Our area is very much a booming area for young adults, and it's listed in Forbes as the 12th fastest metro area growing in the US. So coming into our university, if you've ever had relatives or known anybody that moves to Florida, Palm Beach County is very much a suburban area, but also a lot of different golf communities, tennis communities. So there's an older generation that's there, but the newer generation is very much there as well, where you have full access to any kind of events, sporting events, music festivals, concerts, jobs, internships in the area, and in a variety of different fields. We're also one of the most internationally diverse campuses in the region. We have a little over 20% of our population as international students. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that in my next slide. And it just goes into more of our student population. So as I mentioned, our incoming class last year, we had 97 different countries represented. We had students from 47 states, and we're very heavily a university that has residential students from out of state. So we're about 70% out of state students. So coming in, you're definitely not going to be on campus with a student who is commuting back and forth to home or just kind of disappears on the weekend, which is something that you don't want to see anywhere. And I think our 4 universities do a really good job at keeping our students engaged. So you never have that kind of sense of, I'm definitely just at a Florida school. You're at a very diverse, well-networked university. We have small class sizes similar to many schools, but the really unique thing that I think you'll learn here is just some of the people that we have. So we're very big on fit, as many universities are, and we really want you to come down to campus and do a campus tour when you can. Part of that, we want to teach you a little bit about what we do with technology. So when we go into technology, we are an Apple Distinguished University. We use the iPad Pros, and we have used them for several years. And the way that we use that is in all aspects of our curriculum and every program. So whether you are a music student, a business student, a graphic design student, you will get a brand new iPad Pro, the pencil, and the keyboard that go with it. And we use them in all of our classes, where most of our textbooks are created by our professors. They are electronic and downloadable directly from the Lynn Library. So you can just download them onto your iPad, circle, highlight, write your notes directly on the iPad, and have everything backed up to the cloud, so you don't have to walk around with a book bag full of textbooks and notebooks. You can just have everything right there on your iPad for you. And we use a lot of the pieces and apps that are already built in to the iPad to help you with things like time management. If you use Notability or have never heard of Notability, you'll see it's a really good resource for students. Again, just kind of keep things organized as you're going through a traditional lecture period at the university. The iPad is also yours, so you keep it when you leave and you graduate, you take it with you. And you just learn how to use that innovative piece with your program. Program-wise, so we are very diverse in the types of programs that we offer. We have 6 different colleges at our university. We have our College of Aeronautics for any of our aviation students. We have our College of Art and Science for any of our biology, pre-med, biology, psychology, forensics investigations. We have our drama program with our fine art degrees for musical theater and acting. We also have our College of Business, which is very popular for international business management, entrepreneurship, sports management, hospitality management, if you're looking in the luxury hotel industry, event planning businesses. We have our College of Communication Design for any of our creative design, graphic art and design, game design students, film and television production, multimedia studies, journalism. And then we have our College of Education, and we have our Music Conservatory, which is a classically trained music conservatory. So if you wanted to enter as either a composition or performance student, you can actually apply in. It is audition based, but if you get accepted into the Music Conservatory, you go 100% tuition free because the program wants you to come in and focus on your studies. But what you see on the left is another unique opportunity that we try to offer to our students, which is our 3-year accelerated degree, which allows you to come into our university and finish any of the programs in 3 years. The only exceptions to that are our fine art degrees, which you'll see marked off with BFA, or the College of Education and the music program. Everything else can be done in 3 years, whether you have dual enrolled credits, AP credits coming in, or if you didn't take any of those classes, it's perfectly fine. The program was designed to save you what you would be spending in your senior year. So coming in, all you have to do is maintain a 3.0 by the end of your freshman year. We will invite you to finish in your last 2 years, and you will graduate at the end of your junior year with your full bachelor's degree. Some students use that as an opportunity to immediately go and jump into the workforce. Some use it as a early admission to get into law school, medical school, and save that extra year. And many end up finishing with their master's program if they're going into a business or psychology program in their senior year. So you could essentially be graduating with both your master's and your bachelor's degree at the end of 4 years while your friends are still working on their bachelor's degree, maybe out of state or closer to home. So there's a lot of advantages coming to Florida because a lot of our universities, especially the 4 of us, have a lot of these really unique opportunities that allow you to be a big fish in a smaller pond because you don't have to compete with 50,000 undergraduate students at a larger public university. And you have a lot of access to all of these different tools that we have to offer. One of the things that we do at Lynn is we incorporate what would be your general education courses at most universities, and we title our Dialogues of Learning. And the Dialogues of Learning were designed to emphasize things like critical thinking, communication skills, problem solving skills, more because the employers that we work with have all said that those are the things that they feel students coming out of college need most. They would love to have students that are fully prepared with their degree, but they're seeing that some students are coming out with degrees and they're lacking some of these soft skills that you really need to make yourself more well-rounded. So what we do is the Dialogues of Learning are focused in these 5 areas you see here. And what we do is incorporate things, current events, real world scenarios and applications that you may need to use and teach you how to do them. So you're not taking a general statistics course or a general finance course. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to build a budget, things that you probably wish you would have known. Many graduates like myself wish I would have had somebody kind of walk me through some of these things before graduating and saying, here's the world. So we definitely want to train you for life and your career. And give you the opportunity to take some of these different courses, because you can take things like Belief and Reason, where we discuss some of the different outcomes that are going on around the world. And with our international and diverse population, these different points come in and really help us draw together what we're putting and teaching in our classrooms. And last but not least, so we are in the same division as our other universities here. So we're a Division II university. So you very often will see our schools competing. So we definitely recommend, if you're an athlete, to get involved and get connected with our coaches. Florida is a great place to come and compete, especially coming from a cold weather climate where you don't have to worry about those winter sports, you know, trucking through the snow to get to the gym or get onto your field. So definitely something to look forward to. Very quickly, our admission requirements for a university. So we are a test optional university. So we will only require that you submit your application if you want to be considered as test optional. We do require that you submit your high school transcript, at least one academic letter recommendation. So that can be from a teacher or counselor at your school, and your personal statement. As far as our average GPA coming in last year, our average GPA was about a 3.2 for our students. We do use weighted GPAs. So if you've taken any honors, AP, IB, or dual enrolled credits, you will get that credit coming in, and we use it to increase your GPA. We also will super score the SAT or the ACT exams if you've taken those multiple times. So if you're not familiar with what that means, you've taken the SAT twice and got a higher reading portion on the first time, but a higher math portion on the second time, we will add your higher grades together for your overall total. So again, giving you some advantages there. Now, our next slide is going to be our contact. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to us. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you on our campuses soon.
Well, I think we're all good here. Thank you all very much. This has been great. Hopefully you guys learned something about our schools that you didn't know before. As Ryan said, you can see our contact information here. Please write these down, take pictures. Feel free to reach out to any of us. Set up a campus tour. I think we're open. All of our campuses are open for tours, or a virtual tour, or you can just meet up with us, do a meet and greet with us. Really good. I think we have a large number of students, but we don't have any questions. So unless there's anything anybody else would like to say, I think we're good. And I just hope that you all have a great night and that we get to see you soon.
Thank you, panelists, for a great presentation on Florida schools. It was very helpful to learn more about your schools, and I know that the students really appreciated it. For the students that are here, when you close out of this webinar, you'll have a quick 4-question survey is going to appear, and we would encourage you to sign up for additional sessions. There's 160 of them, I think. So lots of opportunity to learn about schools and learn about college admissions. And then there will be recordings available on the INACAC.org website about a week after all the sessions. So thank you all so much.